Making great Exodus bicycles requires experience and skills, and it all starts on a computer where the latest CAD software is used to create the perfect frame. Exodus bicycles believe that the frame is the foundation of every bike. Exodus designers understand the riding dynamics which are created from a particular geometry or frame shape. The frame must be light with stiff handling. The drivetrain area must be unable to flex and soak up the torque which will be applied by the rider. Exodus frame designers are not just engineers, they are creators of lean, mean riding machines. Exodus bicycles undertake the complete manufacturing process from start to finish. A common way of making bicycles used by many brands is to assemble a collection of parts sourced from various makers and apply their own creative paint and decal design. But at Exodus, we go from innovation all the way through to creation. Firstly, aluminium tubes are carefully selected from quality suppliers. Then we cut the tubes and send them on a journey in our tube preparation department. This involves bending, stamping, forming special shapes, and brazing of fittings. The most important step is the mitering. This is the process of cutting the end of each tube in such a way as they fit together perfectly. Gaps are inspected and kept to a bare minimum to ensure we can apply welded joints which are strong and beautiful. After tubes are fully prepared for welding, they must be chemically cleaned. A system of hanging cages lowers the tubes into chemicals which clean and degrease the tubes. This protects them, preparing them for TIG welding. The cleaned tubes are fixed in a jig to ensure they are aligned before being spot welded into position. Then the tubes, which are starting to resemble a frame, move through a team of specially trained and experienced aluminium TIG welders, who step by step weld every joint to perfection. Controlling the heat for a perfect joint is crucial, and each welded joint is carefully inspected by the quality control team to ensure the correct amount of penetration is achieved. Visual appearance is also important, and Exodus welders are proud to deliver a perfect weld every time, with the appearance of what is referred to as a row of dimes look. After welding, each frame is aligned by hand to ensure the centre points are correct. Then they are off to heat treatment in purpose-built T4 and T6 ovens. T4 and T6 heat treatment involves heating the frames to 530 degrees, which is just below melting point. This stabilises the hot spots created by welding to give the frame a balanced DNA. The final T6 heat treatment hardens the aluminium, which is what gives the frame its stiffness and integrity. Each frame is carefully machined to completion. Bearing faces are perfectly aligned and all the machined areas are ready to accept the assembly of parts. Exodus bicycles take the subject of quality very seriously, which is why in the Exodus factory you can find one of the most modern and comprehensive testing laboratories anywhere in the business. This high-tech facility ensures every Exodus frame design is thoroughly tested before being built into a bicycle. 4 computer-controlled fatigue testers run the Exodus frames through their paces and are fully compliant with testing capabilities to CEN ISO 4210 and EFBE levels, the most stringent to German testing level. Once frames have proven themselves to these tough standards, they must pass punishing impact tests, and later on the complete bikes undergo a rolling road test to ensure the drivetrain is up to the job and the brakes can not only pass but exceed all the national and international standards there are. This laboratory is a huge investment in machinery and training, and of course it's an investment into the future of the Exodus brand. Before assembly, there is another big transformation for the frame. It's the finishing process. The frame starts in an automated bead blasting machine which gives the aluminium frame a good base for paint adhesion. This is important to prevent paint chipping when riding on tough terrain and to keep the paint of the bicycle looking beautiful for years to come. After another chemical cleaning, the frames are finally inspected and prepared for painting. The Exodus paint department has 500 workers who run 8 painting lines and 11 decal stations. Over 100 people are responsible for quality control. Each frame passes through both an automatic and manual painting process. This applies several layers of primer base coat and several top coats before baking to cure the paint with a thick and beautiful coating of luscious colour. After careful inspection again, a dedicated and experienced team undertake the decal application, following strictly to the Exodus British designer's vision. Decals are lined up perfectly and inspected at every station, and finally the frames are passed through the painting line again and given a beautiful clear coat over the decals, to both protect the decals and to give a beautiful, long-lasting, deep shine. The next important assembly job in the total bicycle manufacturing process is wheel building. Exodus wheels are built with the finest components, free-running bearing hubs laced with stainless steel spokes which are connected to very light yet precisely round double-wall aluminium rims. After the wheels are laced, they are massaged by machine to ensure the spokes are settled properly into the hubs and rims. This is called de-stressing. If wheels are not built this way, they can become untrue after riding. Not all manufacturers undertake these preventative steps. Next comes the truing process. Firstly, the wheels automatically enter a robot truing machine. The robot has 2 hands which clamp the spoke nipple and adjust it to perfectly align the rim so it runs straight. Finally, each Exodus wheel is carefully tried and fine-tuned by hand to ensure the wheels run straight and true, and will stay like that for many miles of riding. After tyres are fitted and air is added, The wheels are transported to the assembly line by conveyor. The final stage of the bicycle manufacturing process involves sub-assembly and final assembly. On the sub-assembly line, the painted frame is carefully fitted with the necessary key bearings and bearing housings. The head cups are pressed into the frame, and with careful adjustment of the bearings, the forks and steering are connected. Next, the main drivetrain bearing called the bottom bracket is added. Exodus bikes use only sealed bearing bottom brackets, which give us smooth pedalling action and many years of maintenance-free riding. Once these major components are rigorously quality control checked, the frame set moves over to the main assembly line. The Exodus Bicycle Factory uses 50-metre long assembly lines with around 60 people on each line. Quality controls are made at each and every step, as qualified engineers carefully connect the cranks, chain, gears and brakes. Finally, the wheels are added and testing can begin. The gears are tested not only for function, but also smooth and accurate shifting. The front and rear gear mechanisms are micro-adjusted to ensure the rider of each bicycle can shift through the entire gear selection in total confidence. Each click of the gear shifter results in a perfect and near silent gear change. Next, it's the turn of the braking system. Brake cables, or in many cases on Exodus bikes, hydraulic brake hoses, are connected to the brakes, and a full function brake test is undertaken by the Exodus brake specialists. The pads are fine-tuned to be in the optimal position. The lever pull is carefully adjusted so both brakes are even and have ample travel so the rider can control the braking with the utmost safety. Once the final assembly and gear and brake adjustments pass strict Exodus quality control standards, the bikes are cleaned and packaging begins. The packing of a bike ready for shipment to overseas or by truck to various cities must be sufficient to protect the bicycle from damage. Exodus take great pride in the packaging process and the many steps they take to ensure the bike will arrive with the dealer and consumer in pristine condition and can be assembled both quickly and easily with the minimum amount of fuss or adjustment. Attention to detail in the packaging is crucial. Details like protection for the tyres from strap ties and greasing the seat tube so the saddle can be added smoothly and adjusted for the rider with ease make all the difference for the dealer's assembly. Finally, each bike is carefully measured to verify the size is correct and matches the carton. Barcodes and point of sale material are all carefully included, and the bike is finally put into the shipping carton before being weighed to check there is nothing missing. The Exodus workforce are taught about quality and the importance of care. The lesson includes teaching them about consumers' expectations when buying a product from a British brand. British brands have a long history of producing high quality, beautifully handcrafted goods, from classical English pottery like Wedgwood or Scotch whisky, which is highly respected around the world, to even hand-finished cars like Rolls-Royce. Many British brands now produce overseas to bring the production closer to consumers, and great care is taken to transfer the very same skills and careful production processes which will protect the image of the brand for many years to come. You can take pride in buying and riding an Exodus bicycle. It will serve you well for many years of riding. Ride Exodus bicycles, stay fit and healthy, protect the environment, and remember, nature can live without bicycles, but bicycles cannot live without nature.